he was worthwhile and contributed something to life.
Yeah, a lot of that comes from me not having very good self-esteem myself because I'm fat and like people hate fat people, and not everybody, right? But like there's a sect of people in this planet that do not like you because you're a big dude. And I feel like streaming and entertaining, like this is the only thing of value that I actually have in my life, and like it's the one thing that I've actually felt good and I've accomplished things with. So it's like, do I give up all value and just become a waste of space person living off my wife, or do I choose my wife? That's what the question actually looked like. And like, and just like I said, sometimes you put yourself first. But I don't live in that situation. I live in a situation where I can do both, and I want to continue to live in that situation. That's the whole crux of everything. I love my wife. It took her a while to realize this, but you know, I do love her, and I chose Kelly. I mean, Kelly knows like I had no trouble getting women. That should make her feel good. That whole hoe phase that she was unhappy with me.
Jordy has a way of saying things that sound they get very misconstrued because it can be taken a million different ways.
Jordy says shit without thinking it through.
But well, basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, that's
like he says
everything.
Stuff without really thinking it through.
That's why my commentaries are so much better than my actual live commentary. Because when I can sit down and think about stuff and eloquently put it out in front of you.
I think Jordy's better looking than me.
No, that's not. That's false. You're way better looking than I am.
I don't think it's because he has a giant ego. I really think he says things without really sitting there and thinking about it. I think he got trained to do that in PKA because it worked out well for him. It did then. 14 years later, it's not working out so well. But anyway, whatever.
A lot of people don't know is I actually got into YouTube because I had social phobia. Like, I got picked on a lot in high school to the point that I kind of like rebelled against ever talking to people. Like, I only had one friend for the most part, which was like Boy Kelly. And he'll even tell you that I was odd as fuck in high school. Like I was a recluse. I didn't talk to very many people. I kind of sat by myself because every time I got in front of a group of people, they'd pick on me because either be my weight, what I looked like, and I grew up very poor. Like in middle school, I had shoes that talked to you. I remember that specifically in 8th grade, that I had to choose between getting some new pants and a new shirt or a new pair of shoes. And I chose the pants and shirt, and my shoes came apart. Like the glue came out, and like the sole and like the front of the shoe would like clap like this. And I remember getting picked on because of that, and you know, shit like that. So like, I had developed social phobia, and like, you'd have like almost panic attacks around dealing with people. And then after school, I went and worked in Met class. In Met class, I got picked on and called Kool-Aid and said I weren't good enough. And like I was out to prove that I could do it. And that's why I went for the most physically heavy job they had, which was melt deck operator. And I did that for a while. And then the housing crash happened. And then it's like, I'm going to have to grow up and, find another job here because I got laid off. And I started doing the YouTube thing because I felt okay talking to people on like Call of Duty. Like if I played Search and Destroy, where'd the dragon go? If I played Search and Destroy and I had all my friends on Search and Destroy, and Z7 Taylor, which was one of my friends at the time, he got a Dazzle capture card, so I started helping with his channel. Then I bought a Dazzle, and I couldn't stand it because I played in HD at the time because I had a big screen TV because I was making good money. So I went and looked on eBay and I bought a Hypog HD PVR. I don't know if you guys remember those things, and that's where I started my YouTube channel. And I started doing YouTube. I wrote out my very first commentary. It was a dome like 72 and 15 with a Type 100 or some shit like that. And I wrote out my very first commentary because I was so afraid of people's opinions, and like I was afraid of things. And it's like as years progress, you kind of build up, and you're not socially awkward because of that. Like my social skills was built from YouTube comment sections. It's not that I'm coping hard. It's just that I don't know. I think about it a lot recently because like all the stuff that's happening right now, and like you have hordes of people still picking on me, and they're trying to use like the stuff I said to try to help me, like get friends, and like one of my big goals on like PKA was like everybody around me. I wanted us all to make money, right? And I was willing to do anything to make everybody money because so they see me as an asset, right? And over the time, insecurities shine through and things like that, and me not believing in myself.
I really felt that.
What?
And I used to do that too. Like, because I had so much low self-esteem, I would go above and beyond just so people would feel like having me around was an asset.
Mm-hmm. And like, I hate feeling like I'm the liability, and like I'm so hard on myself. Like especially on like people say like you get mad at people on Rainbow and stuff like that, and I do. And then sometimes I snap at people.
Whoa! I had your back in 2017. Oh, the other Kelly? Okay, never mind. He said Kelly and Woody are not your friends. When you were at your worst in 2017, they did not have your back. Oh, he meant Kyle.
Yeah, I would say boy Kelly always has my back.
Kyle has a love-hate type relationship with Jordy. It's almost like he loves him so much he has to hate him because it's not reciprocated. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, he is still obsessed with information about you. Would that be fair to say?
I don't know. I don't really keep up with Kyle that much.
You don't think Kyle thinks that much about Jordy? Well, I know Jordy doesn't think that much about Kyle. Kyle hates me. I know that.
That's because they don't know you. Like, that's the big thing. It's like people are like, oh, this person's bad for you, Bob. She won't take up for you. It's like there's all kinds of situations where it's like you feel awkward at the time and you react awkwardly because of that. People expect people.
It's because, and this is what happens to you too, because your reaction or your words aren't what's expected. They immediately backlash on you instead of trying to figure out what you think.
And like what they don't understand is like things are not black and white. Situations are a lot more complex than they are as yes and no. It's not, everything's not a multiple choice answer. Like people have feelings, people have emotions, people sometimes react differently. I think Kyle still likes me as a person. He might say he doesn't, but he invests way too much time keeping up with me to say he doesn't.
That's exactly what I just said.
Yeah.
And you said I don't know anything about that.
Well, some people don't like me, and that's what I'm concerned about. It's the people that actually don't like me, because some people don't know me, right? There's people out there that don't know who Skate Code is, right? Like, I've been playing with Skate Code since like 2016. That's almost 6 years now. And there's people that come in here that try to get Skate Code. They try to tell Skate Code like what kind of person I am. Like, Skate Code hasn't played video games with me behind the scenes for years and years and years and years.
Well, and that's the thing too, like behind the scenes, like I legit think Woody's a good dude.
Woody is a good dude.
I think Woody is a good dude. I think Woody does still care about you. He still tries to offer you good advice. Like, I honestly do.
Well, I look at Woody as my father figure, honestly.
Like,
because every time I'm really down, I go to him.
Yeah. Like, and I've seen this in the background of that.
Yeah.
You know, that he's always there. Like, he always responds no matter what.
There's just so much bad stuff out there. I've almost came to the conclusion people are going to think I'm like this hardcore racist. That's just what my life is at this point.
Oh, Lord. Apology video? How many more apology videos, apology streams? How many more apologies do we need to go with that be like, yo, I was young, I said some stupid things to make money.
Well, I've tried to say that a few times. It's like, I've already apologized multiple times. It's like...
Oh, this is a disaster stream. I thought it was pretty good.
You're a white male from the South Wings. How could you not be? What do you mean? I don't understand where you're going from, Cold Deck.
The only time he has any kind of temper is when he's playing video games.
And that's not.
You scream at children all the time on a video game. But here's again, these children are choosing to play with adults. Like, do you know how old they are when you start screaming at them?
No.
Okay then.
I don't look at people.
Do you not have to be 18 to have like a PlayStation Network account?
No, 13.
You have to be 13. Okay.
You have to be 13.
But do you not have to have like parental? Is there not parental settings you could set up?
There is parental settings on the PlayStation, but it's 13 to own a PlayStation account.
Okay, but
and you're supposed to be 17. You're supposed to be 17 to play the games I play.
Right. But there's also parental settings, right?
But nobody.
Like,
yeah.
Say I had a kid that was 13 and I didn't want them to play with anyone but who I knew.
Well,
could I do that?
You could. I don't know. I've never actually looked into the parental settings on the game, but there is parental settings on the PlayStation.
I'm not making excuses for my child. I'm just saying.
Thank you, Brian. Again, like, I don't really scream at people hardly. Like, here's what a lot of people were forgetting too. There's a large portion of my life where I had a serotonin imbalance that I no longer have, right? Like, I'm a completely different person on, like, an SSRI versus off of an SSRI because I have a functioning brain at this point. I can control my emotions. But even when I wasn't on SSRIs, I didn't really have a temper.
I wouldn't say he feels like a victim. I think he feels like he was a casualty of PKA. Like,
right. I feel like I get all the flack and none of the reward.
Which the flack would be fine if you got the reward, but you don't feel like you got.
Yeah, like if I had $500,000 in my bank account and I had to deal with trolling, I'd be a lot cooler with it. But I don't. PKA didn't give me anything. Because everything on PKA I helped create, for the most part. So what happened was I was like, emeralds are actually a metal. It's a metal called conundrum that they actually use, and they actually dye it green.
I'm not controlling the stream. I'm just saying. It's the end of me. I can let Jordy go back to, since y'all think I'm controlling the stream. I'm not controlling the stream, for record. I'm just trying to keep Jordy out of trouble.
Mm-hmm. What did I eat today? My wife surprised me when I woke up this morning with some steak and eggs. And a mellow yellow. So I had steak and some scrambled eggs.
We still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament, solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw. You found it. There it is.
All right. Message me on Twitter, Anti-Troll Federation.
You've done a great thing for me
and excuse me. PS5 is $400 if you can get it from a store. Good luck with that, by the way. But people are still criticizing me because I paid $900 for a PS5. Was it a year ago at this point? Over a year? And over that same period of time, I've made what? $55,000 using a PS5. I say it was a worthy investment. And I also got to write it off on my taxes, so I technically only paid with money that I was going to get.